Hey guys, it's been an incredible journey. This is TPW Talking Pro Wrestling, and well, I got some bad news while also some good news at the same time, well, depending on how you look at it. So, recently, I just looked at my YouTube channel, and I found out that I have 479 videos currently. And I told everyone that I'd be getting to 500 before I turn 18. Well, I might just get to 500 before I even turn 17. And, well, once I get to 500 videos, I plan to stop making videos. So unsubscribe to me if you want. I don't care. I'm done with making YouTube videos after I get to 500 videos. It's been a crazy ride, and I thank you all for all of the memories and all of the great stuff that I've done for you all. That new series that I just posted for September 30th, that's only going to have one video. Probably. I'm probably also done with wrestler grading. So good news is I'm still doing podcast stuff. Bad news is I'm almost done making YouTube videos. So without any further ado, let's get started. AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling's Forbidden Door occurred once again, and I also that was my 1-year anniversary of making this podcast. I will be covering 8 matches that occurred. I know there's more than 8 matches, but those are the matches I will be talking about. First of all, the AEW World Championship saw MJF defend against Hiroshi Tanahashi. This matchup was okay. I figured this would be the opening contest since MJF didn't want to watch the people wrestle and he wanted to leave as soon as possible. MJF did win. I wasn't surprised by that. This match in general gets 3 stars. It was decent. Wasn't anything too special, but it didn't need to be, you know? Jack Perry took on Sanada for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, which saw Sanada get the victory, but Jack Perry then turned heel as well by taking out Hook. This was an insane heel turn that happened after the match. Sanada getting the victory here was not unexpected. It was expected. Ultimately here, Sanada winning wasn't anything too crazy. This was a pretty good matchup, though, for what it was. I'll give this one a good 4 stars. Toni Storm took on Willow Nightingale, which Willow Nightingale was challenging Toni for the Women's World Championship. This matchup was okay. I'm kind of getting tired of the Outcasts right now. I'm kind of bored with the Outcasts versus homegrown talent storyline. That's just me, but this matchup was okay. I'll give it a 3.5 stars out of 5. There were some good moments. Lots of heavy hitting between both of these two. But other than that, it wasn't anything too special. Then we had the Fatal 4-Way for the International Championship, which saw Katsuyori Shibata, the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, versus Zack Sabre Jr., the New Japan World TV Champion. Daniel Garcia, who's the only one in this matchup that isn't a champion. And then Orange Cassidy, the AEW International Champion. The fact that everybody except Daniel isn't a champion in this matchup was an interesting factor. Because Daniel Garcia, he had a lot to show, and he did a lot of moves. he was the one that carried a good chunk of the match. Katsuyori Shibata had his moments too. He did his heavy hitting stuff. He did his pure wrestling style. Zack Sabre Jr. did his technical style of wrestling. And then Orange Cassidy did his part as well. All four of these wrestlers played an incredible part for this storyline. And Orange Cassidy getting injured even more was also a spectacle. The finish was just a mwah to it all, to that storyline of Orange Cassidy ultimately losing his title soon. Katsuyori Shibata went for the PK, which is his finisher, but then Orange Cassidy pushed Katsuyori away to get the pinfall. No, yeah, that's right. Cassidy was getting desperate. He won using Katsuyori. He won because of Katsuyori Shibata, in a sense. So that was a good way to end the matchup too. This matchup gets a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I was really hoping that Orange Cassidy lost the title here. I'm not to be that guy, but I really wanted to see somebody take away the International Championship from Orange Cassidy. But he's having an impressive title reign. You cannot deny that. And I have a feeling that his title reign's coming to an end soon here. Then we have CM Punk versus Satoshi Kojima in the Owen Hart Cup tournament's quarterfinals. Both of these two threw on some heavy hitting. They both taunted. Satoshi did a peck thing. CM Punk did a peck thing afterwards. And as a guy who's not a huge fan of CM Punk, this matchup was pretty decent. Nothing too crazy though, but I'll give this a 3.5 stars. CM Punk winning wasn't anything too crazy. I was certain that was going to happen, but it was a good match. It was a decent match. Then we saw the Elite, Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii, take on Blackpool Comic Club, Kinosuke Takeshita, and Shota Umino in the amazing 10-man tag team match. This 10-man tag team match was absolutely splendid. This was a very emotion-driven match with lots of heavy hitting, lots of insanity, lots of brawling. This was one of the greatest 10-man tag team matches of this year that I've seen. This was amazing. You could argue that this was the best 10-man tag team match of the decade so far. Because this 10-man tag team match was one of the best things done. They told the storyline really well. They told the match really well. Everyone got involved somehow. And the Elite side getting the victory here was just the icing on the cake. And what was even better is that this is leading to Blood and Guts. It's happening. It's leading to Blood and Guts. They've hinted it a couple of times now. It's happening. When it's happening, I don't know. But this was an amazing 10-man tag team match. Easily 5 stars. Then we saw Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay was trying to get revenge on Omega for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. This matchup, I was upset that this was not the main event, but just because of how amazing this matchup was. Also an easy 5 stars. Both of these two told their story. They both did their match, and they both threw out everything they Another reason why this rating is so good is also blood. Both of these two bleeded like crazy. And they were both throwing out amazing moves and doing amazing stuff. You could say they were both elites. Sorry, that was a terrible pun. Will Ospreay winning this matchup to become the U.S. Heavyweight Champion after Omega won it to Will Ospreay was another great thing to do too, because now both of these two have a win on the singles matches. So this will probably lead to a third and final matchup, a rubber match, maybe at All In, but we'll just have to wait and see from there. These two are incredible. First match at Wrestle Kingdom was amazing. This matchup here was so much better. And I don't know how they're going to top it off if they do a third one, but I do think they can do it. This matchup was easily 5 stars. Then finally in the main event, Bryan Danielson took on Kazuchika Okada in the main event. The reason this matchup was so short, so much shorter than what we thought it would be, was the reason of Danielson getting injured, which was the reason he didn't want to wrestle before the main event of this. Him getting injured was the exact thing he was trying to avoid, but it happened anyway. And it seems like the injury is worse than we thought. So this sucks for Bryan Danielson. Danielson won the match and made Kazuchika Okada tap out for the first time since 2015 as well. That was a great touch to the finish as well. Also, Bryan Danielson coming out to the final countdown. Oh, that was amazing to watch. This entire match was a great main event. Don't get me wrong. This was a great match. It was lacking something, though. I don't know what, but it was lacking something. Now, I know it's hard because Danielson got injured, but I don't know. It just feels like that match was lacking something. I can't explain it. I'll give it a 4.5 stars. This matchup was incredible, even with the fact that Danielson got injured in this match. Well, there you go, guys. That was my 1-year anniversary of TPW Talking Pro Wrestling. I am strictly only going to be doing AEW from here on out. I'm not doing Impact. I'm not doing any of that crap. I also may spam some stuff on YouTube Shorts. So just be ready for that. Just so I can get to that 200 video mark, to that 500 video mark. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for all those that have been watching from the beginning until the end. It's been a great journey. And thank you to all those that have been staying, even if it wasn't from the start. Also, shout out to Scout Penny Eli, because they have been around from the start till the end. So that's a shout out to them. Thank you guys very much. Oh God, I'm getting emotional.